You know what I'm saying? I
Brother
did go like,
Shaka,
oh, yeah.
let me say this before I go. You are
Yeah.
one of the most dangerous brothers in our community. Why? Because he has been listening for a long time, and when you say something, he's going to say, "Wait, but you said this on this day. Here's the video."
And he's going to have the
He is one of
documentation.
the most dangerous brothers in our community. And so I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that Soneta's audience now knows about you. He was talking to me about Shaka. I thought he was talking about Shaka almost for a second. Because Soneta love him some Shaka Ma'at forever. So I'm just honored that now we have a more global. I know Rob Moore was kind of making a joke, but he was also making a comment. The reality is that this internet is going to allow Africans all over the world to connect on our interest, and that is powerful. That is powerful.
Yes.
I'm honored to be on. I promise I will communicate with you. I'm watching your shows ardently, Shaka. So whenever you would like me to come and chat with you privately or publicly, please let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hotel Senuhena Senut ET Ren Ishaka Nugu Kemet. I hope there's no denial. You are happy like the Nile. The title of this live stream is KAM kicked out Donny Williams in defense of Farrakhan, saying black people are marked and disfigured. Let me check the sound quality. Sounds good to me. Let me see who's in the place to be. Oh, that link didn't go through, so I'm gonna do it directly in the chat. Hopefully it will go through. Yes, it did. So Donny Williams is in a place to be. Let me get the fair use disclaimer out of the way. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. I have shared the link if somebody wants to get on the panel, but you must use a webcam. Donny Williams wrote sound good. And you also have this video called Fake Advocates, because we have to be aware of people who make excuses for individuals who show their own paperwork where it says, yes, they checked in the field sex offender. That being said, I want people to know that I have tagged the rapper KAM. I want to show you. This is my community timeline, you see. Now, if I refresh, it will tell you how long ago I posted it. 3 minutes ago, you see. 3 minutes ago. Okay, so I have tagged the channel that he seems to be using the most nowadays, Digital Soap Box Media, and I have also tagged this other channel called West Coast KAM. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to share the link to the video that I'm about to address right now. I'm going to put the title and the link. I only scroll through a little bit, you know, so I'm going to discover it in real time. So here it is. It's called KAM Live, Doubling Back. You have the title and the link. Now, so this is on that YouTube channel. You can see that's his latest video 5 hours ago. It's called Digital Soapbox Network. He actually has 176,000 subscribers, so that's quite a fair bit. And he has another channel. I'm going to share the link in the chat as well. Well, actually, I don't need to share the link, but I'm just going to show you. And it is called West Coast KAM, right? So his latest video seems to be 8 months ago, 7 months ago. Okay, so it seems like he doesn't really upload there anymore. But I have tagged both those accounts. Now, for those who don't know him, here's a link to this Wikipedia page. Okay, and indeed the sound that I mentioned earlier in the previous live stream, it is called Whoop Whoop. There's a video. Actually, I'm going to share a link to the video. So on Wikipedia, they say that he is Ice Cube's cousin. That I didn't know. I don't know if it's correct information, but I'm going to share the title and the link in the chat. Here, DJ Pooh featuring KAM, Whoop Whoop, 1997. So you do have the link, okay? That being said, we are told on Wikipedia, Craig A. Miller, born October 24th, 1969, better known by his stage name KAM, is an American rapper known primarily among hip-hop fans and music critics during the 90s and the 2000s. He is known for his Nation of Islam influenced lyrics and NOI membership and affiliation with his cousin, fellow West Coast MC Ice Cube. He is also known for his powerfully commanding baritone voice and knack for using multisyllabic rhymes. He has only released 2 albums since his well-received 1993 debut album, Never Again. That album featured inflammatory and anti-government lyrics and hit single Peace Treaty, a song about the 1992 Watts Gang Treaty. The song reached number 2 on the Hot Rap Singles chart in 1993. So okay, people are free to read the rest, you know, so you have the link in the chat. So what I'm going to do now is to deal with the live stream that took place yesterday. Once again, I have shared the fair use disclaimer. I don't think that KAM will try to flag this video. So Donny Williams said that, you know, he's not going to be that available. But so far, that's before Donny Williams got on the panel. Right now, I'm on timestamp 1731st, right? So we can see Donny Williams was in the chat. You know, he wrote KAM. Then he wrote, I shoot for the hip hop fam, LOL. And he wrote, you play the word game. You know what I'm saying? So everything was all good. I'm a touch it up. I'm a punch it up, sorry. We good, hold on. Cali by way of Texas, hold up fam, nah, LOL. So everything was all good. I'm coming on, brother. So soon, brother Don Williams will be on the panel and we're going to discover.
Come on. Come on. Donnie, it says, oh, there you go. Donnie, it says, you will need to connect. There you go. There you go. Let's get ready to rumble. What up, Donnie?
Let me make sure I got my. It ain't no crazy echo, is it?
No, you're good. You're good. I'm proud of you, man. I salute you. You showed up for the fade, and it ain't gonna be that. But I want to hear what you had to say. You said I was running from him. What subject was I running from?
Just carry on for a moment. Let me get my audio right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that should be better.
You hear me now?
Yeah. I've been heard you. I had a crazy echo on my end.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
So
No,
what was I running from?
Because I thought, like, again, I'm not taking no sides or anything like that. I just thought, I thought the brother was, I don't know him from a can of paint, for the record.
Right.
And I thought he was saying some good stuff, but you kind of, to me, you started playing these word games, like asking him to define simple things, Cam.
Like what? Give me an example.
I don't remember the examples. I can't take you back to that moment, brother. I'm not sitting here writing stuff down.
It's
but
not.
Anyway,
you don't even have to write nothing down. You can remember one thing.
That's why I said that.
But you, but that. So do you see the irresponsibility and the potential slander with accusing me of something, and you can't even remember one thing that you accusing me of? Do that sound responsible?
I'm telling you, you could.
That sound responsible.
You could, you got into this break down these simple definitions, Cam.
Give me one definition. Like, give me one example of whatever you.
This is what I don't want to do, but what I like to do is I want to show you something, right? And it's about the minister.
Well, let's before we get to that, let's get to what you accuse me of.
Yeah. I thought you was running because you was playing these definitions, like simple definitions.
Give me one example. Give me one example.
I didn't write the shit down. I was in the moment.
Indeed, Donny Williams have already stated that, he doesn't have an example, that he's not here to write stuff down. He has already said it, but it's fine. He has a right to ask again. It's okay. No problem.
That's very irresponsible.
Okay. Well, I'll take that L then. Can we move on?
No, I just give me one example.
He said he takes that L. Can we move on? And then KAM says no. Like, what more do you want? The dude says he takes that L, but it's okay,
Because it meant that much to you. I want it to mean that much to me.
Bro,
give me one example.
What were you asking him? Like, you were asking him to give you these simple. What's your definition of successful? What's your definition? It was too much. That's all.
Too much for you.
No, it wasn't too much for me.
And for the record, here, Donny Williams gave an example. Give me, definition of being successful. Right? So just for the record. Now, I don't know what conversation they are talking about. I'm just going by what Donny Williams said there. Okay.
Anyway, can we move on now?
Yeah, we move up and we'll come back to that. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So I got a video. I'm gonna play it from my phone.
Oh, I can't. No, you can't play no video. Is it, what is it of?
Farrakhan.
Oh, okay. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Is it talking any violence or any subjects of? No,
he's not talking no violence. Basically, I'll tell you what he's talking about. Black people that got kinky hair is a curse.
Okay, yeah, play that.
Okay, all right. That's all I want to do. I just wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, play that.
To stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia.
Let me start it over.
And put it up, if you don't mind, put it closer to the.
To stay in that area, so he took his family
Can you hear
into
it?
the jungle of East Asia,
Push it closer.
which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair. Because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you're so busy frying it.
Absolutely.
That's why you.
Now, for the record, that video is in the description of my videos, and it's entitled Shabazz Malediction. So you have the link here if you want to see it. It's a 3-minute long video.
So busy pulling it because
It's
your
almost
nature
over.
tells you that the kink I mean, with
It's almost
I'm
over.
black and I'm proud. We got to learn to be proud of kinks because most of your family of other black people on the earth jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. jet black, but they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose, but we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir.
So,
why are we rejected?
so
Because
Where did he say curse?
beauty.
So it sound like to me like he's
Where did he say cursed?
what?
Where did he say we was cursed?
Again, if I quote unquote, I'm not sitting up here quoting anybody, but it sounds like he's first of all he's saying,
You know, what's a shame? If anybody wants to play this clip, play it in full. When I say play it in full, I'm not talking about the lecture, because I scrolled through and I heard that KAM's gonna, said, "Oh, you took an excerpt." Brother Ben, I think is his name, right? He talked about that clip, and he also said, and I think he said that it was taken out of context as well. But he also came up with the argument that this is just an excerpt. If we're supposed to sit down and play a whole lecture, it ain't gonna fly. This video is not taken out of context. I purchased the lecture and I took that 3-minute excerpt out of the lecture, right? In that clip, Farrakhan says that we are marked and disfigured. So what I'm gonna do is play the clip so everybody can hear the 3-minute clip in its entirety, and then we're gonna continue. And I'm even going to stop the background music. DBA?
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion. Go
ahead. So there you have it. You have the link. You are free to play it. And let me say something. When I uploaded that 3-minute video, the Nation of Islam got it removed from YouTube. I had a copyright claim by the Final Call Inc. But many people had re-uploaded that video, and the Nation of Islam realized that it was a waste of time flagging all those videos. It was years ago, and if I remember correctly, it was getting 1,000 views a day. 1,000 views a day. After 4 days, 4,000 views, they got the video out. Everybody know that there are plenty of full lectures of Farrakhan on YouTube. No problem. But that one, they had an issue with it. Fine. So the Nation of Islam ran from this issue back then. The Nation of Islam censored that video from YouTube years ago. They filed a copyright claim over a 3-minute excerpt. I didn't lose sleep over it. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
And nappy hair is a curse.
You are lying. Where did he say that?
I just played the...
So he didn't use the word curse. Okay. He didn't use the word curse, but he said, we are marked and disfigured. So if KAM is okay with that, he's not the only one. The Nation of Islam members are okay with that. Farrakhan is not the one who invented that teaching. Now, Elijah Muhammad did not use the same words, but the teaching that we didn't have kinky hair, this is a teaching from Elijah Muhammad. If I'm not mistaken, we hear that on The Theology of Time, which is a book, but it's also a lecture, which is available on YouTube, so people can hear it, right? But if it is not the Theology of Time, then it's one of Elijah Muhammad's book, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's continue. Actually, a message to the black man, Elijah Muhammad, if I'm not mistaken, talks about the hair, you know.
Video count.
He said it was a curse.
Yes.
That you just bold-faced lie right quick.
Man, ain't nobody lying. Bro.
What is a curse?
See, that's what I'm saying.
You used the word. You said curse.
Words, like
he didn't never.
So if somebody is marked and disfigured, he's not cursed. Now we are told it is because we rebelled against God. As a matter of fact, he talks about the essence of ugliness is in disobedience to God. And the essence of beauty is in obedience. So if people don't like certain synonyms, then it's a shame for them. So the word curse was not used, but marked and disfigured were used. So some people would say, I'm black and I'm proud. Some people would say black power, and some people would say we are marked and disfigured. Which one do you prefer? To each his own.
Never say the word curse.
Something that you want me to define?
Absolutely. If you're making a negative, evil accusation,
basically it's a curse. Well, I play his own words for a reason, right? So I don't get into the mud, and I'm not trying to get into the mud, Cam. For the record, I actually respect you. I like you, man. You know what I'm saying? Just to make that clear. But to me, it sounds like he's attacking black folks and trying to shame them just because you got nappy hair.
And for the record, Farrakhan is on tape saying that natural hair is a disease carrier. Yes, Louis Farrakhan is on tape saying that natural hair is a disease carrier and a disease catcher. And he's also labeling natural hair as a mop or a bird nest. And he's on tape. He's on tape, and here's the link. Here's the link. And you know what? We're going to listen to it now. Now, let's go now.
In a recent issue of Muhammad Speaks, April 1974, there appeared a warning reprinted from a 1967 edition of the newspaper against the adoption of African dress and hairstyles and against the marriage of blacks outside the United States by Muslim followers of Elijah Muhammad. What is the meaning of this warning? And why was it necessary black folk in America trace their roots back to Asia and are now attempting to identify with their brothers on the continent? Good question. You are not to follow the styles of Africa.
For the record, we heard Farrakhan say, you are not to follow the styles of Africa. Let's continue.
Allah didn't raise you up today to copy the style of Africa.
Allah did not raise you up today to copy the style of Africa. That's Louis Farrakhan.
The black man in America, if you understand prophecy, is the prodigal son. The prodigal son, when he goes home, he gets the robe and the ring, and he accepts rulership over the house. You cannot lead your brothers if you follow your brothers.
You cannot lead your brothers if you follow your brothers.
It is written in the scripture, thou shalt no longer be the tail, thou shalt be the head.
Thou shalt no longer be the tail, thou shalt be the head.
So here you are now wanting to pick up the discarded culture.
Here you are now wanting to pick up the discarded culture.
Pick up the discarded culture and customs and traditions.
And customs and traditions
of ancient Africa.
Of ancient Africa. But when it's ancient Asia, no problem.
Which does not add to you in the modern world of wisdom. It takes away from you because the African does not respect you. Because you're 400 years removed from Africa. And as you've been a second-class American citizen all your life, now you've given up your second-class American citizenship for a second-class African citizenship. So you've been a white man's fool, now you're a black man's fool. So where in the heck have you progressed? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad wants no people on the earth to make mockery of you. And when they meet a Muslim, they don't mock us. If they meet us in a suit, they got to respect our wisdom. Because we know why we're wearing the suit and why we don't wear the booba.
If you're wearing a suit, they got to respect our wisdom. Because they know why they wear the suit and not the booba. Funny thing is that, you know, years later, we've seen Farrakhan wearing what people call the booba. But it's okay. Let's continue. You're going to hear Farrakhan labeling natural hair as a disease carrier and a disease catcher, and you will use the term mop or bird nest.
We will never see the followers of Honorable Elijah Muhammad growing our hair all up off our head like a mop or a bird nest.
A mop or a bird nest. Let's hear that again.
We will never see the followers of Honorable Elijah Muhammad growing our hair all up off our head like a mop or a bird nest, to prove to whitey man that we are proud of our kinky hair.
To prove to the white man that we are proud of our kinky hair. So kinky hair being labeled as a mop and a bird nest.
Or what you call wearing a natural. What else is it? It's natural, isn't it? Well, man, you don't have to let it grow wild. Cut that damn thing, man, and look like you intelligent.
Cut that damn thing and look like you are intelligent.
Wait a minute. Don't get hot with me, brother. I love you. But look, man, you get yourself laughed at. We're not going to laugh at you because we're flesh and blood. But you see, here's a man, got his hair all up. And I'm not making mockery because, brother, if we weren't under the teaching of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we probably wouldn't have no hair. We'd be out there doing something worse. But it's a dust catcher and a disease catcher.
But it's a dust catcher and a disease catcher. Now, earlier, I think I said a disease carrier and a disease catcher. He actually said dust catcher and a disease carrier. But let's go back. Okay.
But it's a dust catcher and a disease catcher.
It's a dust catcher and a disease catcher.
But it's a dust catcher and a disease catcher.
So I made a mistake when I used the word carrier. Earlier, I think I said, he said that it's a disease catcher and a disease carrier. He said a dust catcher and a disease catcher, right? I wasn't that far off.
You're not doing yourself any good. Well, you say we're braiding it now. My God, I'm telling you. Brother, you just going from the sublime to the ridiculous. And I don't know what was sublime, but all of it looked ridiculous. And all of this.
He doesn't know what was sublime, but all of this looks ridiculous. You have the link to the video. Natural hair is a disease catcher. The link is in the chat. Let's hear that again.
And I don't know what was. Brother, you just going from the sublime to the ridiculous. And
going from the sublime to the ridiculous. So dust catcher, disease catcher, ridiculous.
I don't know what was sublime, but all of it looked ridiculous. And all
of it looked ridiculous.
This because you don't want to follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You can't out African the African. And he don't come here with no damn bush on his head, brother. You go down.
Another term, bush. Bush, right?
And he don't come here with no damn bush on his head, brother.
The African doesn't come here with no bush on his head. So that's a fair bit.
You go down to the United Nations and check him out. He ain't got nothing running through his nose. He left them back home in Africa and he's trying to get them here.
And he even talked about something through his nose. And he said that the African left it back home and tried to come in here. Donny Williams wrote, wow, in the description. He's in the chat. Now it's going to be finished soon. It's about a minute and a half left.
But here you are. You going to jump up now, Mr. Savage, and going to run a stick through.
Here you are now. You're going to run Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage. disease catcher, dust catcher, ridiculous, Mr. Savage. Man, if a white dude would have said that, they would say, "Oh, that's not nice," for lack of better words. But he gets a pass. He's so good. People can do what they want.
Through your nose, or run one through and gonna run a stick. You gonna jump up now, Mr. Savage, and gonna run a stick through your nose, or run one through your ear, or you gonna cut off all your hair, beat bald with some big damn earrings falling off your head. What is wrong with you? Then you gonna reject Muhammad because he's trying to put some sense in your head. No, we don't want the black woman in America marrying no African man. Hell no. And if you from Africa, I'm telling you to your teeth, you are our brother and we love you, but damn it, leave this black woman in America alone. What do you want her for? You know damn well you don't want her for good. Some of our brothers from Africa come here and do the same thing to you that the white man and your dumb black brother put you through. They use your body because you just Africanized now. Oh, this is the ambassador from here and the ambassador from there. This is Mr. Okoko Unukwi. And you're so doggone happy to say that you know Mr. Okoko Unukwi. That you married a man and he got you out there hustling. Or he used you and when he get finished with you, he dumped your little black backside right out.
Donny Williams wrote unbelievable in the chat. But they're going to make excuses for that. It's so good. It's their world. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Out here on the sidewalk. Because where the hell can he take you, old hip swinging, finger popping nigga woman?
You know what? For the record, I respect Mutabaruka. Because Mutabaruka confronted Farrakhan about that. He did that. And you can hear Farrakhan saying, "Oh my God," when he heard that Mutabaruka played what he said. And I'm sharing the link, Exhibit B. I'm not going to play it. I'm just sharing the link. Here it is in the chat. Mutabaruka had Farrakhan saying, "Oh my God." The link is in the chat. Let's finish with this.
Has been in the mud all your life. Now you look at me like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Can you identify with the African black man's mind when you 400 years removed from Africa? Hell no. So you better come on home. The minute Muhammad gets you cleaned up, here they come now. All praise is due to Allah. That Elijah Muhammad, he really make you look pretty good. That's right, brother. He made her look pretty good for us. For us.
Now that we heard that, in the chat I'm sharing a link with some quotation from the Nation of Islam teaching. And you can see that Elijah Muhammad, in his lecture, the theology that is now known as the book, The Theology of Time, but once again, it's available on YouTube. You can hear him say those words. But in the book, The Theology of Time, page 92, Elijah Muhammad stated, "You will never be able to convert me, no, because you should first do like the preacher in the jungle of Africa and Australia and other far-off Pacific islands, preach to the savage to hide his nakedness. This is the first preaching we give to a savage, to cover your nakedness." Same page, "We don't consider Africa's people of the jungles anything for us to follow or be taught by. If you're not civilized, you can't lead a civilized person." Page 92 to 93, Elijah Muhammad stated, if you tell me to go to Africa, I will go there. But don't tell me to go there to be civilized. I'm already civilized and I'm ready to civilize Africa. BB isn't a place to be. He wrote peace. And the Nation of Islam is teaching that Africans are living a jungle life. KAM must be familiar with those lessons. The Nation of Islam members learn these by heart. 114, Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1. Question 6, why does the devil call our people Africans? Answer, to make our people of North America believe that the people on that continent are the only people they have and are all savage. He bought a trading post in the jungle of that continent. The original people live on this continent and they are the one who strayed away from civilization and are living a jungle life. So Africans strayed away from civilization and are living a jungle life. That's why Nation of Islam members have been running. Because for those who don't know, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, PhD, challenged me publicly to a debate. We spoke about it on the phone. We were supposed to do it at the end of the year. Then he ran out of fear after he challenged me publicly to a debate. And for those who don't know, I have refuted the claims of Dr. Wesley Muhammad. And people have noticed for years that he is no longer claiming, he's no longer teaching, making those claims publicly in lectures about Black Arabia. These claims from his book, Black Arabia and the African Origin of Islam. And here is the link. Oh, as a matter of fact, that's just him being refuted, but I have a very detailed article about the color of Prophet Muhammad according to Islamic sources, notably, well, mainly, the Sahih Ahadith. Which ones? Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Sunan Abu Dawud, okay, so I show the Arabic text. I translated the Arabic text. I quoted the hadith, the references, the book, the publisher, the year, the ISBN number, the pages. Let's go back to KAM and Donny Williams.
And thick lips, you heard what he said. He said that was a curse.
He did not say that was a curse. You are lying.
Okay, tell me what you took away then from it.
What word did he use? He just gave you the history. So did you go back into the actual context of that conversation of what he was talking about? Or you only, hold on, don't cut me off. Or did you only just listen to that clip? Did you hear that whole lecture?
No,
yes or no?
No.
For the record, I heard the full lecture. It is in full context. It is not taken out of context. I bought the lecture. I purchased the lecture. So you can see, and we're used to that. Ask, for those who know Brother Ben X, ask him if he did not address that lecture and claim that he was just an excerpt. And I think he said he was taken out of context, but I heard him say that years ago. And I think he addressed Malcolm X saying similar things. Because indeed, we have Malcolm X talking about the hair, but he didn't say we are marked and disfigured, but I'm going to share the link. Share the link in the chat. Here it is. Malcolm X, Shabazz malediction. You will hear Malcolm X talk about the kinky hair situation.
No.
Are you familiar with the teachings of the Nation of Islam on the tribe of Shabazz?
No.
Yes or no?
And for the record, I am familiar with those teachings. For the record. And I'm going to show something just for the record. You know, when somebody says we are marked and disfigured because we rebelled against God, we didn't have kinky hair before that. And after we rebelled from God, after we rebelled against God, then we had kinky hair, right? Now people be like, do you know the teachings? Are you familiar with the teachings? It is what it is. They're free to say what they want. I'm not disrespecting KAM. I have nothing against him. I disagree with the teaching of the Nation of Islam. I have the right to. I'm not asking people to attack the Nation of Islam or Farrakhan. I'm not asking people to insult the Nation of Islam or Farrakhan. The Black Stone, the true story of Elijah Muhammad. MEMS publication. Remember that, sister? Let me share the link. See, some people. Elijah Muhammad said that white people are gods. There's a Nation of Islam member who claims that she's an MGT, who said that Elijah Muhammad, who claims that Elijah Muhammad said that the devil is a god. And I asked her to show and prove. I didn't hear anything. So here's the link. And when we talk about MEMS publication, she was freestyling. Bennett wrote, yeah, they were preaching hate towards Africans. I even think Malcolm X may have been killed because he was proud to be African. No, this is not that. Malcolm X was killed because he spoke, mainly because he spoke about those secretaries that Elijah Muhammad had children with, and they were not his wives. They were not his wives. Because for the record, I shared the link already. The chat. That one? No, not that one. Allah Muhammad. Let's see Muhammad. There it is, Elijah Muhammad teaching. That link I've shared it already. And here we have this newspaper, Muhammad Speaks, September 11, 1964. And the minister Isaiah Kareem from Baltimore, from B-More, he talked about two of those women. And here we can see some of these hypocrites accuse him of embezzlement, which is a lie, and the one who told it doesn't believe it. On the contrary, Messenger Muhammad gives his followers far more than they give him, and this has been true ever since I have known him. And those two prostitutes who accused the messenger of getting babies should hang their heads in shame for the rest of their lives for putting out such lies on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Here, the messenger has been ill for the last 2 or 3 years, sometimes too weak to get out of bed, and yet they accuse him. We all know that the hypocrites and the disbelievers are trying desperately to stop the progress of Messenger Muhammad, that no good Malcolm Little, who took the messenger of Allah, who the messenger of Allah took out of the garbage can and nursed as he would a baby until he didn't want for anything, was able to go anywhere he chose with expenses paid. After messenger Muhammad took him and gave him wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and a reputation in which everyone admired, the only thanks he gave the messenger was lying, scandal, and trying to pull followers away from the messenger to follow him to his own selfish end. So all that for everybody to get it clear that on the official newspaper of the Nation of Islam, which wasn't yet called the Final Call, then it was called Muhammad Speaks, September 11, 1964, a minister, Isaiah Karim, labeled 2 of them as prostitutes. And we all know that lecture from Farrakhan, Malcolm X, 28 years later, what really happened when Farrakhan introduced this woman and said, give those women their dues. They were his wives. How can they be prostitutes in 1964 and 28 years later they become wives? So who lied? I'm asking the question, who lied? So, Wesley Muhammad's book, Black Arabia and the African Origin of Islam. My baby girl, she ripped the front cover, but God's Black Prophet by Elijah Muhammad, The Book of God by Elijah Muhammad, New Revised Edition, where Elijah Muhammad, did I say by Elijah Muhammad? By Wesley Muhammad. He wasn't a PhD then. He was known as True Islam then, right? One of the scientists of the Nation of Islam is a prophet of evil. Prophet of evil, yes. Share the link. I have too many videos and I do a search now. There it is. Now, scientist is a synonym for God when it comes to the teachings of the Nation of Islam. Here's the link in the chat. Prophet of evil, Nation of Islam scientist. You want to see the Nation of Islam scientist? He looks so original. Saint-Germain, Comte Saint-Germain. This is a Nation of Islam scientist. According to Dr. Wesley Muhammad, PhD. He did not have his PhD yet, but he was known as True Islam. Here is a scientist of the Nation of Islam. And you know what he said about him? About his complexion? Page 263. He was somewhat below middle size, well made, and active in his gait. His hair was black. His complexion dark. I know it's a bit difficult. There it is. His complexion dark. He put that in capital letters. in capital letters. This dude has a dark complexion here, according to Wesley Muhammad. He's called Comte Saint-Germain. Look at his name. Saint-Germain. The Fall of America. The Theology of Time. That's Wesley Muhammad. The Truth of God. The History of the Nation of Islam. Jesus' birth, death, and what it means. Elijah Muhammad taught that Jesus died after he got stabbed by a guard and that people can see the body of Jesus if they pay $6,000 and get a certificate from the Pope of Rome. I repeat, Elijah Muhammad taught that Jesus was stabbed by a guard. And Jesus even agreed to get stabbed so the guard could get the reward money. And people can see the body of Jesus if they pay $6,000 and they get a certificate from the Pope of Rome. But Muslims don't need the certificate from the Pope of Rome, and maybe they don't even need to pay the $6,000. And you have that in that book right there. And that is indeed a Secretarius MEMS publication. JTV is in the place to be. So the main reason why Malcolm X was killed is because he spoke about those secretaries that were impregnated by Elijah Muhammad, and he was not married to them. That's the main reason why he was killed.
No.
And you're going to jump out here on public.
Oh, for the record, I purchased some other books from Elijah Muhammad, but they were e-books. All right?
You can say that he said that that was a curse.
I played his own words.
He said a curse?
I played his own words.
Did he?
He said, we are marked and disfigured. So fine. He wants to play about the word curse. If marked, being marked and disfigured is being blessed, well, to each his own. If someone is marked and disfigured, is he blessed, or is he cursed?
He say a curse.
Yes.
You straight lie. I'm glad you on here. So this is the story for those that, you know.
It was 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes.
And you see, brothers and sisters, it saves trouble to say I'm paraphrasing, because some people over one word will find an exit route where they can do a Usain Bolt. So it's safe to say I'm paraphrasing.
I'm talking now because you already lying, so you may as well stay there and listen to the actual story.
And
you're gonna say to the story. You don't know the teaching. You're gonna let me tell it or what?
Yeah, that's why I punched it.
Why
up.
you talking then? While I'm talking, you already said your piece.
Don't try to paint me as a liar.
You are a liar.
Because I might have got one word wrong, and I'm not sitting up here trying to quote somebody. Cam, come on.
See, because he may have I got one word wrong. You know, he admitted, okay, one word. You want to trip over one word, mark and disfigured. Is that a blessing? Is that being blessed? Now we heard more about kinky hair, natural hair, dust catcher, disease catcher, ridiculous, and there was another term as well that he said it has escaped my memory, but I played it. We've been at with Osh. I wish I was tagged. I was home relaxing. JTV wrote, it is not. It is not what?
Oh man, stop that.
What do you mean? You came up here publicly accusing somebody of evil, saying that we curse or we said you a curse.
He did not accuse anybody of evil.
That one word is enough, ain't it?
So marked and disfigured is okay then, is it? Is it okay?
I'm doing too much.
I'm playing his words. You started defending it.
Did he say curse?
Man, do you want me to play the video again?
Do you want to be quiet and let me explain it?
He didn't want you to play the video again. He was quite uncomfortable, but he used that word curse as an exit route. That's what he did.
I ain't got no problem with that. It's your platform. And I got respect for you. You know what I'm saying?
Talking, bro. You keep talking.
You ask me a question, bro. I'll be quiet.
He did ask him a question and he answered the question. You know what I'm saying?
Respect for you. You know what I'm saying? Bro. I ain't got no problem with that.
You want to be quiet and let me explain it?
I ain't got no problem with that. It's your platform. And I got respect for you. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Now, V. Bennett wrote, marked and disfigured is a curse, LOL, when it's supposedly regarding religion. JTV wrote, disfigured or marked is not a positive thing to say about a person or people. So if people don't like the word curse, marked and disfigured, is that positive or is that negative? Let's continue.
Keep talking.
You ask me a question, bro. I'll be quiet.
So I asked you, did you watch the video? Did you watch the context? Do you know the teachings? Are you familiar with the tribe of Shabazz? You said no to all of that. All you did was got a little clip of something that you said he said was a curse, which is absolute fact. Our women ain't doing nothing but hating their own hair, their own face, their own.
Mind you, KAM was trying, West Coast KAM, the West Coast rapper, the LA rapper, Los Angeles rapper, was using curse as an escape route, said that's an absolute fact. He shot himself in the foot. And here, Donny Williams wrote, I guess he meant what he daggered himself. He did there. He shot himself in the foot. Let's hear that again.
Something that you said he said was a curse, which is
something that you said he said was a curse.
Absolute fact.
Which is an absolute fact.
Our women ain't doing nothing but hating their own hair.
Our women are doing nothing but hating their own hair. So he agrees. He agrees. He said it. He said it's an absolute fact.
A little clip of something that you said he said was a curse, which is.
I'm gonna type his citation.
Are you familiar with the tribe of Shabazz? You said no to all of that. All you did was got a little.
All you did was got a little clip
of something that you said he said.
Of something that you said he said was a curse.
Was a curse, which is absolute fact.
Which is absolute facts. And I think he used a plural for fact.
Something that you said he said was a curse, which is absolute fact. Our women.
I don't think he used the S. Hopefully it will not be too long. There it is. All you did was got a little clip of something you said he said was a curse, which is absolute fact. E. Walker is in the place to be. Hotep sent EET. Now, I've missed a few comments. Bibene wrote, Donny don't have to say anything. It's self-evident what they said was directly hateful towards Africans. Bibene added, it's called jungle in Africa. In America, it's called the forest, LOL. Now, for those who missed it, Africa, according to the Nation of Islam, is the jungles of East Asia.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close.
Jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa. So maybe that's going to be positive. Now, V. Bennett wrote, plus Africa is not all jungle. Africa got less jungle than Europe and Asia, LOL. Over 10 years ago, why I distanced myself from the Amen Ra squad, because they allowed this teaching that Africans are living a jungle life, and black means death according to science. That's the Moorish nation, that's the Moorish science teaching. The Moors, the followers of Drew Ali. Black means death. That's their teaching. Black means death according to science. So when that Ishmael Bey / Ishmael Allah or Ishmael Allah Bey, right, stated on that Amen Ra Squad platform and agreed that Africans are living a jungle life and black means death, then I bounced. I was asked to be a member. I refused because I had to wake up at 4 a.m. But I was labeled a honorary member by the host, Ankh. But years later, Ankh apologized for allowing that. And that dude, Ishmael Allah, Ishmael Bey, let's hear him when it comes to Africa. You guys running around saying you have all this love for Africa.
People have to understand that it wasn't so much the European coming in and beating Africans. The European is not bad enough to we give the cracker too much credit as far as the destruction of what they did for Africa. These were business dealings. These Africans were sold. They were being sold. They were sold by Moors. They were sold by African chiefs. You understand? There were African nations that sold us, which is why they never came to get us. They didn't even send empty canoes to come for us to row our own self back. They didn't give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? We are all that we got. So, you running around saying that you got all of this love for Africa. Africans sold us. These were all business transactions.
Later, he apologized for allowing people to teach on a panel, on a platform where they used to greet by saying Black African power. He allowed a member of the Amen Ra Squad to teach that Africans are living a jungle life and black means death. But it took him years to apologize. Here's a link in the chat. Ankh from the Amen Ra Squad apologizes to Shakandugu Kemet. Let's continue.
Women ain't doing nothing but hating their own hair, their own face. Something that you said he said was a curse, which is absolute fact. Our women ain't doing nothing but hating their own hair, their own face, their own skin tone.
So then he agreed.
Stop. All right, bro. You out.
So then he agreed, indeed. He had an escape route, but he was uncomfortable. Most likely, he'd never seen that part. Most likely, he never seen that lecture, right? Because he shot himself in the foot. But members of the Nation of Islam, they follow the teachings of the Nation of Islam. It's understandable. But there's no need to be aggressive towards others because they don't agree or follow these teachings. But he did say it's an absolute fact. So even if the word was not used, the word curse was not used by Farrakhan, he said we are marked and disfigured. KAM himself said it's an absolute fact, that it's a curse. So let's hear what he's going to say after that.
So I'll finish without the interruption, right? I'm glad he brought that up though. So that's about the science and the history of the tribe of Shabazz, the strongest tribe of all the tribes, the 12 tribes.
Science? Now, this is not historical. Is there anybody who's going to tell me that the tribe of Shabazz is something historical? The big head scientists who created white folks is something historical?
Actually, this one is even considered the 13th tribe, the holy tribe, because it got lost. This one tribe called the tribe of Shabazz, which turned out to be the so-called African Negroid features that everybody despises and rejects, is because they were such an independent, righteously rebellious tribe.
JTV wrote, truth hurts. Donny Williams wrote, they are in belief indeed.
Of pioneers, meaning of...
And for the record, I have not called KAM any name. I haven't lied on him. I haven't lied on Elijah Muhammad or Farrakhan. I've said years ago, and I say today, I don't agree with the teachings of the Nation of Islam. I don't expect the followers of the Nation of Islam to believe in what I say, to believe in Kemet or Ma'at. As a matter of fact, when it comes to Kemet and Ma'at, what did Muhammad say? Now imagine if I go and I talked about the teachings of the Nation of Islam, and I say that he should be thrown. Oh, hold on. Oh, there it is. That he should be thrown in the garbage or the trash.
If you want to get authentic, come on, go ahead. About blacks, conquering blacks. Throw Maya in the trash can. Throw Amin Ra, the slave making God away.
Throw Ma'at in the trash can. Throw Amin Ra, the slave making God away. He's on tape. He's on tape. That's when I decided to address him. And when I addressed him, he was hurt, and he publicly challenged me to a debate. And I accepted, and we spoke about it, and then he ran. And he made an article, and in his article on his blog, he said that I had a gay Jones for him. I barked on him, and he took the article down. Dr. Wesley Muhammad wrote an article, and he wrote that I had a gay Jones for him. He was so hurt that I refuted his claims that he dealt with ad hominem. I barked on him, then he took that article down. I don't think I still have a video on my current account. I don't even remember if I did a screen capture then. I don't have it anymore, but I did a video back then, but he took the article down because he realized I was whack. Just like Napasha Da, who made a video with my name in the title, and she labeled me a sexual abuser. over some pictures and videos that Tahaka Bay was selling publicly. And I thought it was $3 a pound. I thought it was $5 a pound. It was $3. What's his name? Solar Mine. His partner. I don't know if they're married, fiance, girlfriend, wife. Angel Food went live, and Solomon got on the panel because Nepal had been claiming that Solomon asked her for the pictures and videos. Solomon said he did not ask her. She was sending that randomly, for the record. But Napashida took that video down where she labeled me a sexual abuser. And she's also on tape saying that I sexually abuse her or harass her. She's on tape when she was on that fake advocate 0x platform, and 0x was trying to make an appointment with her. Make that make sense. But anyway, now for those who want to hear, Solomon stated publicly that Napashida randomly sent pictures and videos of her naked / half naked, doing all sorts of stuff randomly. And as a matter of fact, you know what? Here's the link. Because people don't. Yeah. Didn't stay long on the panel. There it is. Timestamp 2:56:02.
Said it was me. They were all telling her, no, you don't know who did it. And then like 1 or 2 days later, they did this stream after she behind the scenes got Judah to agree to coming up and saying that I did it. And they threatened and slandered me. And what is happening now, I'm making public because it's been going on.
You have the link to that video in the chat. It's called FBI Lawsuit Sanada Napashida Angel Food. You have the link. Okay? Let's listen up.
For months and months before she got doxxed, this woman was on smaller channels harassing me and stalking me. I'm filing criminal charges with an attorney. I am not doing it by myself. It's going to take a little bit of time. Hey, Solar, it's going to take a little bit of time. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
I just wanted this to be known. Niggas, I was not begging her for no pics. She's making all that shit up.
Yeah.
So I don't want nobody out there thinking, you kind of, brushed past that, but niggas was not begging her for no damn pics. She was randomly sending pics and videos to me. She would randomly do it. Randomly just send a pic. And this is when she was trying to get back with me. She would randomly send a pic. So I just wanted to straighten that up. Because niggas was not begging her for no damn pics. But I'm going to let you do it.
Thank you. My bad, y'all. I did glaze over. It's so much. And I'm not real good at this. So thank you for clearing that up. Yes. He did talk about that on Taharka Bay, that he said she would just send him random pics all the time. And I know Solar. I've known Solar for almost 3 years. We've been together. Solar does not have to beg for anything.
This nigga, why'd he bring up Judas Child? I digress. See, these bitch ass niggas, these sneaky niggas, why did you bring up his daughter, bitch? I'm a grown ass woman. When I met Solar, I was in my 40s and I was a divorcee. I was a grown ass woman, number one, in a relationship with a man. And I was going to marry him. But even if I wasn't, because of
yes, Incognito, I remember the stream. I don't want to bring Lex in it. I rocks with Lex. I don't want to bring him in it, but I remember that stream, Incognito. I remember him actually saying it more than once. Correct. Yes.
I'm back. So we heard Solomon he said he was random, you know. But anyway, because we heard in the part talking about, oh, that's revenge porn. And we heard in the part claiming that he asked her for the pictures slash videos, that he begged for the pictures slash videos, right? But it's their world. Now, KAM, did you know that Sanetta, Frank Gary from Harlem, New York, that Malik Zulu Shabazz is cool with, has accused Elijah Muhammad of being a rapist? Did you know that, KAM? Did you know that?
None of us follow Farrakhan over here, man.
Mm-hmm. Because I see what you try to do to Sonetta, right? You try to say that, oh, well, I can say it too. You could tag all the Muslim people too and tell them I said fuck Elijah Muhammad. And yeah, that nigga was a rapist. Fuck all them Nation of Islam niggas. Let them know. Killer B said it.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, you Killer B gotta link up for real.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah. He called me today, but I missed his call. I missed the call.
I gotta link up.
Looked at the phone and he had a text said, "Damn, I just called you." He missed the call because I sent him my number.
Okay.
Yeah. Polite is not one-dimensional. You see what I'm saying?
I think Brother Polite is horrible.
He could go into the health. Islam, he would kill Islam. He will tear Islam a new asshole, bro. I'm telling you, he will. Shout out to my man, Mighty Hebrew, in the building, man. Shout out to my goddamn homeboy, Mighty Hebrew. He got mad because I shouted out Killer B. Shout out to Killer B in the building. Shout out to Killer B in the building. Check. So shout out to Killer B, Killer. Shout out to my man, the Mighty Hebrew. Man, shout out to all of y'all, man. Because this is a chump. And with that, we out. Peace. I got to get me a song. Yo, Mighty Hebrew.
So, I have Sanetta on tape several times accusing Elijah Muhammad of rape. Sanetta, Frank Gary, from the House of Consciousness, who is a member of Jabari Osase's organization called the Shrine of Ma'at, accusing Elijah Muhammad of rape publicly. That dude who said F Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam members, Sanetta had him on his panel, and we heard him giving him a shout out. Let's hear it again.
None of us follow Farrakhan over here, man.
Mm-hmm. Because I see what you try to do to Sonetta, right? You try to say that, oh, well, I can say it too. You could tag all the Muslim people too and tell them I said fuck Elijah Muhammad. And yeah, that nigga was a rapist. Fuck all them Nation of Islam niggas. Let them know. Killer B said it.
Yeah.
Hey, you Killer B gotta link up for real.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah. He called me today, but I missed his call. I missed the call.
I gotta link up.
Looked at the phone and he had a text said, "Damn, I just called you." He missed the call because I sent him my number.
So he gave me a shout out. He said he missed his call, but after that, that dude got on his panel. And he got on the dude's panel. The dude said F Elijah Muhammad and F all Nation of Islam members. Sanetta got on his panel. He promoted him. He played his videos. So out of curiosity, KAM, I wonder what's your take on that. Malik Zulu Shabazz is cool with Sanetta, even though Sanetta publicly accused Elijah Muhammad of rape. Malik Zulu Shabazz, hold on. Who wrote the book of Khalid about Khalid Abdul Muhammad, is cool with Sanetta, who accused Elijah Muhammad of rape publicly several times. I wonder, KAM, what your state is. I haven't heard a single word from Wesley Muhammad, who has been on Saneta's platform many times in the past. I'm wondering why you give a pass to people who promote those who insult your organization and who accuse your leader of rape. But then you want to trip over the word curse after finally saying it's an absolute fact. Maybe Saneta has receipts on the majority of the NOI members, and that's why they back down and lower their head and look the other way. Maybe. Or maybe KAM will show us that they don't accept that. I haven't seen a member of the Nation of Islam saying a single word about Saneta, Frank Gary from Harlem, New York, who was a member of the New Black Panther Party, who was a follower of Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was a follower of Elijah Muhammad. But yet Saneta, Frank Gary, is on tape several times accusing Elijah Muhammad of rape. Wesley Muhammad didn't say anything. Malik Sulu Shabazz didn't say anything. As a matter of fact, shortly after Saneta accused Elijah Muhammad of rape, Malik Sulu Shabazz got on Saneta's platform. Shortly after. Like a few days after, as a matter of fact.
Innovators that they wanted to make a stronger people. Shabazz, who was the chief 50,000 years ago, wanted to make us into a stronger, indestructible people that can conquer all of the hostile parts of our planet, that can conquer the hot sun in Africa and the wild animals and the climate and the foods and all of that. So we wouldn't be subject to the animals or to the climate or whatever. We would physically be able to master that part of our planet, the most wild, rough, hot part of our planet. So him being a God scientist, they offered him.
Leo, you heard me say that scientist is a synonym for God. KAM just said him being a God scientist.
Planet. So him being a God scientist.
Shabazz was a God scientist. Shabazz was a God scientist. Now, according to the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad stated that the creator of the world is dead. Auto computer will be quicker. But I had it on the website. Share this. For the record, what you have in that book about Jesus, you also have that on a article that was on the alateam.info called White Man's Religion Letter to Fred Price. It not only says that Christianity is the white man's religion, but it says here, the terms of the agreement stipulated that no Christian could view the body unless they paid $6,000 and got a certificate from the Pope of Rome. The tomb will be guarded by Muslims. Jesus was a Muslim. The Christians are stripped of all weapons, handcuffed behind their backs, and escorted by well-armed Muslim guards into the tomb. KAM. Is that historical? That people can view the body of Jesus? Wesley Muhammad, is that historical? Now, people have smartphones. Oh, they're going to say, well, they search you, you cannot bring your smartphone. Who else said that? Who else in the world said that people can view the body of Jesus if they pay $6,000 and they get a certificate from the Pope of Rome? Is that historical? Or is that folklore? Or is that theology? Is that a fact or is that absolute fact? The Christians are stripped of all weapons, handcuffed behind their backs, and escorted by well-armed Muslim guards into the tomb, where they would see 5 images, the real Jesus and the 4 reflections. They will have no idea which is the actual body of the prophet. Muslims, on the other, can freely travel to Jerusalem and view the body. Muslims can travel to Jerusalem and view the body of Jesus free of charge. This secret viewing of the embalmed body of Jesus has been going on for hundreds of years and is one of the most closely guarded secrets of the Church of Rome. The Pope is not the vicar of God. He knows well that the Jesus of 2,000 years ago is dead. He gives out certificates every year to those Christians able to pay the $6,000 fee to travel to Jerusalem and view the embalmed black body of their Lord. But I'm looking for the part where it says that the God who created the heaven and the earth is dead. And I shall find it shortly. I think I showed it to the sister. Claim that Elijah Muhammad said, and I shared the link in the chat, that the God who created the heaven and the earth, I'm sorry, the one who claimed that Elijah Muhammad said that the devil is, and I shared it in the chat, that the devil is God. There it is. She said the devil is a god. It's a MGT, sister. MGT. For those who don't know what MGT is, you heard about the FOI, it's the fruit of Islam, where MGT is like a female FOI, for lack of better words. It's the female equivalent to the fruit of Islam. And she's on tape saying that, claiming that Elijah Muhammad stated that the devil is a god. Now, I really don't like when I look for a quote, find it. Do we have time? Oh, you know what? I know I showed it. You know what? Well, I have time. I have time. No rush. I'm gonna go on that video because I'm pretty sure I showed it to that sister. And sure it's on the website actually. Right? It's just the wording. Died. I was looking for he's dead, but it says he died. Once again, I'm sharing this link in the chat. I have the link here. I'm showing you. It's in the Theology of Time, page 235, and people can hear him because once again, this is a speech or lecture. So you can hear on YouTube, Elijah Muhammad said, but on the book, The Theology of Time, is page 235, and it says, the creator of this heaven and earth in which we live, he died. He died. The creator of the world died. Theology of Time by Elijah Muhammad, page 235. I'm gonna have to move this. Hold on. If I move it correctly, you'll be able to see the page. Hold on. See? 235. Background. Background. The creator of this heaven and earth in which we live, he died. Page 235 of the Theology of Time. That's just for the record.
They offered him, you know, the position to be in the circle of the top 12 of the 24 elders, but he declined that because he wanted to make this new man out of us as soon as possible. But the other 12 majors in the God circle didn't agree with him. They didn't get.
And for the record also, same article that I've shared in the chat, link in the chat. It says the Theology of Time, page 55, in the calendar of our rule, once every 25,000 years we change gods. Their God have an expiration date. The God tribe of Shabazz, the true history. Elijah Muhammad said, Almighty God Allah said that once upon a time they wrote history for 35,000 years. And on page 70 of the Theology of Time, Elijah Muhammad said, we also have 23 gods. That's not polytheistic. That's not polytheism. 23 gods here who write and justify history once every 25,000 years. They are equal with the poles degrees. They both measure the same 3.5 degrees. It's equal almost with the gods that rule. There are really 24, but this number is used whenever they make up history. 23 gods. Okay. You've heard about the Shahada? I attest that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. I'm not fluent in Arabic, but it goes something like Ashhadu la ilaha illallah wa Muhammadur Rasulullah. To say that there's 23 gods, it goes directly against the main teaching of Islam. Main teaching of Islam is that there's only one God. But anyway.
get back and agree with him in the time that he wanted him to. So he got tired of waiting, and he said, I'm gonna take my family and myself, and we're gonna go prove to you, to the other gods in the circle, that we can make this man and improve our people, our God circle, because this form right here is still constantly being improved on and created and grown and perfected. So he said, okay, I'm gonna go do this myself and embark on this myself. He took him and his family into the jungles of East Asia, as they call it now, Africa.
KAM said it himself, but KAM is not the one who came up with that teaching or doctrine. But he's in agreement because he said it himself. The what?
He took him and his family into the jungles of East Asia, as they
into the jungles of East Asia, that we call what today?
Call it now Africa.
Africa. Is that positive or negative? Africa is the jungle or the jungles of East Asia.
And implemented same way that Yaqub did with his family and his people, and put them through a genetic.
As a matter of fact, I think I made a mistake earlier when I talked about Shabazz and I talked about the big head scientist. The big head scientist is Yaqub, isn't he? Right? I have no problem. I've made a mistake. I have no problem saying that publicly. Who doesn't make mistakes?
Operation on the human being, on the genetics of our human being. These are scientists. These are God scientists of self. So he did that with his own family, and this is 50,000 years ago. But going out away from the circle of the gods who rewrite our history every 25,000 years in advance, he got lost. His people got lost 2 God cycles behind. So we started living, a jungle life. We wasn't wild animals and savages.
I was on mute. Let's hear it again.
2 God cycles behind. So we started living, a jungle life. We wasn't wild animals and savages. We had conquered the jungle. We knew how to speak the language of those animals.
I'm gonna make my clip now. I have to get rid of one clip here in order to upload that new one. Which one will I get rid of? Which clip would I get rid of?
Oh, we winning. We beat it. We winning the house of country. We beat them. Google.
I like that one.
Because I removed his videos, he think he won. I said, all right, you won.
Have it. We have that new clip.
So we started living, you know, a jungle life.
We can continue.
Animals and those trees and those herbs and everything that was in the jungles, but we had lost the current knowledge, the up-to-date knowledge of the God's cycle.
So when I say the Nation of Islam teaches that Africans are living a jungle life, I'm not making that up, am I? Because he said we started living what?
So we started living, you know, a jungle life. So that rebellion scarred us with an ignorance. So now
that rebellion scarred us, marked and disfigured. He is agreeing. Marked, disfigured, scarred, but he has a problem with the word curse. Okay.
And we start being in the jungle, you know.
He's uncomfortable. He is, you know. You cannot be comfortable with, you know, stuff like that. So he's trying his best to, you know, make excuses for it, you know.
Putting rings around our neck and, you know, what you call that, disfiguring ourselves.
Disfiguring ourselves. We are marked and disfigured.
We started disfiguring ourselves. It wasn't that we was animals. We was righteous, but we started scarring ourselves.
How can you be righteous and at the same time be marked, disfigured, and scarred? He's doing his best. You know, that's his belief. That's his doctrine. He's doing his best. You know, I don't expect him not to defend that, but they don't have no obligation to defend that. They can say, well, I didn't say that, you know. You can ask the person who said it, but it is what it is. He was on the spot. So, you know, first he ran away from the word curse, and then he shot himself in the foot and said it's an absolute fact. So right now he's just trying his best, you know.
And our rebellion scarred us with an ugliness. The ugliness ain't.
Our rebellion scarred us with the ugliness. Marked, disfigured, scarred, ugliness. But that's not a curse. Maybe that's a blessing.
Ain't necessarily kinky hair or wide nose. The ugliness is our being so far behind.
So now the ugliness ain't necessarily the kinky hair and wide nose. It's not necessarily that. He didn't say it's not that at all. He said not necessarily.
In the holy, wise, up-to-date God, evolution, knowledge, and science, that nobody wanted us. And they wasn't obligated to come get us because they ain't the ones sent us out there. They ain't the ones that sent Shabazz out there. So they wasn't obligated to come get him and bring him up to speed or bring his people up to speed. But he did fulfill what he set out to fulfill and made us the strongest people, most indestructible people in history of this planet. And that's why the devils saw our value and saw that we
most indestructible people on the planet. And then 1400 years of the sub-Saharan Arab Muslim slave trade, and then 400 years of the transatlantic European or Euro-Christian slave trade.
He was indestructible and used us for slaves because they saw that we was 2 God cycles 50,000 years behind.
So we were indestructible and then they used us for slaves. Okay, but hey, it is what it is.
In the knowledge of prophecy, that we didn't know that there was this new man called the Adamic race that had been made. So they was
the Adamic race. Now many black folks claim they descend from Adam. They say, oh, if you look up the word Adam, you know, it means the earth. You know, the earth is brown, the earth is black. Those who try to claim that Prophet Muhammad was black, they say, yeah, if you look the word Adam, you know what I'm saying? In Arabic, in Hebrew, look it up. And Prophet Muhammad is described as a white man, Rajul Abyad, in Sahih Bukhari and other hadith or authentic or reliable narration. That's the Sunnah. The hadith, that's the Sunnah. There's many things that the Muslims practice, and it's not in the Quran, it's in the Sunnah, it's in the hadith. Because a lot of people, when you quote something that's inconvenient in a hadith, and they like to act like, oh no, we only rely on the Quran. Nah. Is the Shahada in the Quran?
Easily can take this most indestructible people and use them as their tools and slaves to help take over the world and make them the richest, strongest people on the planet. So that is the story. You know what I'm saying? But
that's an uncomfortable laughter right there, you know.
A liar. You lied and said that he said it's a curse and kinky head is a curse and all that. No, that's the blessing. That's the
oh my goodness. He said that's the blessing. Oh my goodness. Earlier I said maybe it's a blessing. He said that's a blessing. He said that's the blessing. My goodness, KAM, come on now. You're taking it too far right now. Even Farrakhan didn't say it's a blessing. So the essence of ugliness is a blessing now? Let's hear what KAM describes as a blessing. It's only 3 minutes long.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink.
Nature. Blessing.
I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks, because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black, but they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised
out from the circle of the gods only,
rejected by
despised
all the other
and
dark
rejected
people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are
kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips
every society.
Rejected in every society. Blessing.
Well tonight. Yes, sir.
Listen well to the blessing.
Why are we rejected?
Why are we blessed? Sorry, rejected.
The essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external
disfigurement of your
And this is why when
blessing.
you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically, because we are disfigured on the inside, because
inside
of rebellion.
We are disfigured from the inside, on the inside, because of rebellion. And that's a blessing according to West Coast KAM. Whoop, whoop.
You know what I'm saying? But you're a liar. You lied and said that he said it's a curse and kinky head is a curse and all that. No, that's the blessing. That's the indestructible piece.
Now, Farrakhan did not use the word curse, but KAM used that word and he said it's an absolute fact. And now he's saying several times that it's a blessing. That makes sense. Marked, disfigured, the essence of ugliness is a blessing. That makes sense.
People that we made no, that's the blessing. He's sorry. So that is the story. You know what I'm saying? But you're a liar. You lied and said that he said it's a curse and kinky head is a curse and all that. No, that's the blessing. That's the indestructible people that we made ourselves into, especially this tribe of Shabazz. But our own people being ignorant and lost and dead to the knowledge of
ignorant, lost, and dead to the knowledge. But I thought it was a blessing.
Our history and ourself. We still want our straight hair back. We still want to look like the rest of our straight hair tribe.
We want our straight hair back. We want our straight hair back. So we had straight hair before we were marked and disfigured, you know, the essence of ugliness. And then we got a blessing and we lost our straight hair.
So we hate how we look.
We hate how we look. Whoop, whoop.
We cursed ourselves with our rebellion.
We cursed ourselves with our rebellion. Now, we heard Farrakhan say that he's talking about Shabazz. So because of Shabazz, we are cursed. We curse ourselves. It's similar to the curse of Ham. You, I, us, we didn't do anything personally, but because something happened, I don't know how many years ago, we are cursed. We are marked. We are disfigured, the essence of ugliness.
We cursed ourselves with our rebellion. We're suffering self-hatred.
We are suffering self-hatred. And it's funny because I probably said at one point, self-hate teaching of the Nation of Islam. There's an ad. Gonna wait for the ad to finish.
It's me, bruh. Peace.
Look.
Our rebellion. We cursed ourselves with our rebellion. We're suffering self-hatred.
We're suffering self-hatred. E. Walker wrote so wait. Brother Donny played that same video and KAM is trying to pretend that Minister Farrakhan didn't say what we just heard. Minister Louis Farrakhan did not use the word curse. That's a fact. But KAM labels us. Farrakhan said, we are marked and disfigured. KAM labeled that a blessing. E. Walker added, make that make sense. KAM is tripping. Now, I don't know if he's going to address the same thing with that new caller. I'm going to listen. You know, I don't know if you see it there, Donny. Do you know if he continued addressing that video, that teaching, that story about Shabazz and Africa being the jungles of East Asia and us being cursing ourselves because of our rebellion?
It's me, bruh. Peace.
What up, Cam?
Man, what's going on? What's your thoughts, bro?
Brother, I actually agree with you.
He agrees with him. That's how it starts. Let's continue.
No debating. You know, a lot of people don't even know about the 13 tribes. They don't know about nothing.
Lots of people don't know about the 13 tribes.
And dude called it their misunderstanding the big homie. That's what I call him.
The 13 tribe. Is there any archaeological record for the 13 tribe? Is there any archaeological record for the tribe of Shabazz? Is there any archaeological record for Yaqub?
It's all love.
He just didn't understand. He basically getting into colorism. And not even understanding that, you know, these African people sold us, homie.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Listen to this Amen Ra Squad member. Now, what we're hearing, he didn't say on the Amen Ra Squad panel. He said it on his own show, but he was an Amen Ra Squad member when he said that.
People have to understand that it wasn't so much the European coming in and beating Africans. The European is not bad enough to you know, we give the cracker too much credit as far as the destruction of what they did for Africa. These were business dealings. These Africans were sold. They were being sold. They were sold by Moors. They were sold by African chiefs. You understand? There were African nations that sold us, which is why they never came to get us. They didn't even.
Now, Muslims, Arabs did not sell us, did not sell black people. It's amazing. Europeans, white people, Caucasoids, Caucasians did not sell black people. I mean, listen to this new narrative now.
Yeah, some did, some didn't. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what's up. That's what's up. Some did, some didn't. See? That's what's up. That statement, I'm in agreement with. You know, we got to be fair. Got to be factual, you know, at least a little bit.
Taught that the
now, how many times do you hear Jewish people say, Jews sold us? Wasn't there some Jewish traitors? Wasn't there some Jewish people who betrayed their own? How many times do you hear Jewish people say, oh, Jews sold Jews? But look at all the black people running around thinking about, oh, they sold us. And many times the people who emphasize Africans selling Africans or Africans selling black people, people saying they sold us, many times, hold on. So the people who emphasize black people selling black people, Africans selling black people, Africans sold us, usually they have a doctrine that is focused or centralized. Let me word it differently. The center of their doctrine, of their faith, of their way, of their deen, of their life, their path, their religion is in Asia. The origin Asia. The Canaanites, the Hebrews, Asia. The Arabs, Arabia, Asia. And for a strange reason, they don't talk about the sub-Saharan slave trade, the Arab Muslim slave trade, which started before the transatlantic slave trade, which lasted longer than the transatlantic slave trade and is still going on in some parts of the world still today in 2024. There are documentaries and testimonials about that. There's a book by Mende Nazar called Slave. Mende Nazar, Slave. Many testimonials, many documentaries. Black people still enslaved today in some parts of the world by Muslim people. And they don't talk about it.
Trader, the white slave master trader, made an interpretation to our African chiefs. They lied to them. And they made an interpretation that our tribesmen would receive more gold.
So who did he talk about?
They made an interpretation. Taught yeah, some did, some didn't. You know what I'm saying? We taught that the trader, the white slave master trader, made an
White slave master trader. What about the Arab slave master trader? 0. Silence. Religious solidarity. So they are not being factual. They are not keeping it real. Many black Muslims are subservient to the Arabs. They will not dare upsetting by talking about historical facts. As a matter of fact, Donny Williams with facts. As a matter of fact, I've shown that many times. I'm going to show it again. On his book, Black Arabia and the African Origin of Islam, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, he did something. He talked about the Bakht Treaty. Black Arabia and the African Origin of Islam by Wesley Muhammad, PhD, 18 Publishing, Atlanta. (2009). Page 217. Dr. Wesley Muhammad, PhD, talked about the Bakht Treaty. The Bakht. The Bakht was both a non-aggression pact and trade agreement between Muslim Egypt and Nubia. Terms which were determined by the victors, Nubia. So Nubia, the Nubians were the victors, and they determined the terms, and it says, number 3, 360 slaves annually sent by Nubia to Egypt in exchange for 1,300 arbeb of wheat and 1,300 kanir of wine, linen, and cloth. So even 360 slaves sent every year. 360. Some people say 360 degrees of knowledge. 360 slaves sent every year by the Nubians. They were the victors. They were the victors, and it's a PhD who wrote that. P. Bennett wrote something don't sound right, LOL. On the next page, I'm sorry about the background, but let me show you. So I've shown you page 217, right? So you see here 360 slaves sent annually by Nubia to Egypt. Next, that's 217. Now, next page, 218. See the page number at the bottom, right? What does it say? The Bakht was thus a Nubian arrangement made with the defeated Muslims, not the other way around. Not the other way around. The Muslims were defeated. You fight, there's a war. Oh, I lost the war. You send 360 slaves every year. And he wrote here, the Nubians won decisively. The Nubians won. We won, so we're going to send you 360 slaves every year. So is that a slave mentality? Or is that a victorious mentality? romanticizing history. Even when there is an agreement where Muslim Egypt were to receive 360 slaves every year, somehow, some way, this PhD in Islamic studies or Near Eastern study with specification in Islamic studies, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, formerly known as True Islam, government name Wesley Williams, find a way to say that the Nubians were the victors. Just like he made excuses for Gaddafi speaking negatively about Africans. He's on tape making excuses for Gaddafi speaking negatively about Africans. But if it's a white man, if it's a European, if it's a Christian that speaks negatively about Africans, here they're going to come and criticize it. But when it's a boss, the behavior is different. Anyway, Bennett wrote, is he writing for people who either can't read or can't research well at all? He's writing to defend his agenda. There was a clip that I had. He basically said that the Islam of Elijah Muhammad is the real Islam or the true Islam. So Allah, in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, born in 1877, had a father called Alfonso and a mother called Baby G. And he went to school in America. And he spoke about like 16 languages, but you know, I'm paraphrasing at this point. So Allah has a father and a mother. That's completely against the teaching of Islam. In the Quran, Surah 112, it says, he begets not, nor is he begotten.
To our African chiefs, they lied to them. And they made an interpretation that our tribesmen would receive more gold in this new world if these tribe chiefs would sell them, just like, you know, sell them to them in meant as workers. It's like LeBron or Kobe or something. You know, you got some top engineers, some top architects.
So they had no weapons. They did not kidnap anybody. They just came and said, hey, you sell me some workers. All right, I give you some gold. I need some employees.
Architects, some top builders or whatever. So the slave master said, we'll give you this much in gold if you let you let us have your countrymen and they come help us build this new world. It had nothing to do with a knowledge of terrorism and torture and all of that. They would have.
It had nothing to do with terrorism or torture. Tell me some workers, I give you some gold. They did not kidnap anybody. They did not snatch anybody. It's basically just business transactions all the way. That sounds like revisionism to me.
We would have never let our people go over there.
They didn't know what was going
on the boats. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no cell phones and no Wi-Fi.
They would have never let our people go over there. Like Africans let our people go over there. Like they had a choice all the way.
Like, you know, once you got on them boats, that's your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we didn't know what was going on them boats.
Well, before they got on the boat, how did they get to the boat? How did they get to the slave ports? slave dungeons. And once again, they start with the transatlantic slave trade. When 1,000 years before, their masters started enslaving Africans.
Yeah.
That's about it, big homie. I just want to say I agree with you on that. And I want you to actually touch on something, if you don't mind, one day or tonight. Why did they take the 13 books out the Bible?
They took more than that. But yeah, that's a good question. And they left it with 66 books. What a...
So out of curiosity, I want to hear what the other caller has to say. I'm fast forwarding. Oh, there it is. It's just there.
Number, huh? But yeah, that's a good question. And they took more than that. But yeah, that's a good question. And they left it with 66 books. What a number, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. A little something different right there. One love.
One love.
Cam,
Bobby Ye, you made it.
What's the deal?
What's up?
Oh man, super cool like a deep freezer. Yeah, about yesterday. Hey, no, about yesterday, man, when I said in regards to that statement that you had made, it was falation.
Talking about yesterday, and it doesn't look like he has. Oh, he has one other caller. I want to see if they're going to address the same thing.
Thing regarding Yakub and all of that. That might be true and might not be received.
It's Jabbar.
Okay, Jabbar. Salute, Jabbar.
Yeah, my mom's favorite player was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so that's my middle name. I'm still bumping that question for you, and I'm gonna jump off and let you handle your business. What is the nation's relationship with the Arabic Muslims, or those Middle Eastern Muslims? And I'll fall back. You can answer that. I just wanted to show my face. You see me, so every time you know who I am.
It's all up. I already know before I see you that I already know that you standing on the right business. But
yes, sir.
Can you be a little more specific? You said, what is the relationship between the nation and them in terms
of, as far as do you guys? I'm sure there's no beef, but do you guys ever work together with the Middle Eastern Muslims? Are you guys cordial, or what's your relationship as far as what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But more so the Black Orthodox Muslims. So Muslims in the Black world, in Africa and the Middle East, the original Arabs, the original Hebrews, the original, you know what I'm saying? So if right after the 1995 Million Man March, Minister Farrakhan and the delegation from the nation of Israel.
Okay. I don't think they're going to talk again with this, Africa being the jungles of East Asia and us being marked and disfigured, which he calls a blessing. So I'm going to make my closing remarks. Stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to, by the nature, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you do not think right, you will not act right. If you know better, you will do better. Do I too, do I nature hotel.
Here's Brother Chris. So feel free to make your closing remarks, brother.
Hey, once again, Brother Shaka, thanks for coming on. I've been a fan since I first saw you, man. What's the video called?
White Semites Black Awakening.
That's right. White Semites Black Awakening still has not been debunked. It actually, when I think I saw that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I saw your videos 3 years ago. It really made me step up my scholarship and begin to read. I'll be taking me a trip next year into Kemet to see everything for myself, besides studying it. One of the things that's very exciting about your videos is you're actually in there teaching. You're actually showing.
All right, peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another Sarnetta TV House of Consciousness production. You already know what it is. This is your brother Sarnetta. I am your host, and I'm bringing in another heavy hitter. You brothers and sisters better be ready. When we build this wall, this Kemetic wall, oh my God, ain't nothing stopping. We bringing in another young brother. He's a scholar. You one leave, 5 more come in. Reggie leave, 5 more come in. You know what I'm saying? Garfield leaves and turn his back on Kemet, 10 more come in. We already got Chris Harris. We bringing in another brother who is awesome, who is powerful. I would say I don't know between him and Jabari. I would say they probably right here until I see the brother's work and ethic, and if he can handle the ring, getting in, or the battlefield, or whatever. Anybody that come at him, if he can deal with that pressure, I think he can because he's killing. And so, without any further ado, I bring to you my brother Shaka in the building. What's up, Shaka? He runs the channel of Ma'at Forever. So if y'all are aware of that, make sure you go and subscribe to Ma'at Forever channel. Go over there and show some love for our brother. Peace and black power to you. Hotep. Shaka, what's happening, man? Unmute yourself.
Hotep Sen-E Sanera,
Yeah.
thank you for the invitation. I just want to greet the people as I usually do. Hotep Senu, Hena Senut, Iti, Ren Isha Kandugu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. Bonjour, Sak Passe, Mbote, all that good stuff.
Damn, don't
Habari
y'all hear
gani?
that? Don't that sound beautiful to your ears, man, right there? Just to hear him go in on that. I know he dealing with knowledge, man.
Ne pas. Sak Passe, qui j'en ouye?
Ça passait? Que j'en ai?
Moins bien, moins bien.
All right. D'accord.
Et
D'accord. Mon ami, I want to tell you thank you. I saw you a while ago. And I saw you last year, and I told Sonetter, I think he was just so overwhelmed, but I was like, there's this brother. He speaks French. He goes in on the metanetter. So I did mention you, but I'm glad to get on here and ask you.
Yeah, I do. Remember.
Right. So,
but what y'all failed to do, knowing what this platform is about, you failed to bring scholarship. You failed to bring your sources. And this is why I have to give it to my brother Shaka. He held it down. He kept asking you, where's your source? All you doing is talking.
A lot of comments, 100 comments.
Yeah, we live right now, man. Great interview yesterday, man. You made a lot of people cry. A lot of people got mad at me. I called my brother Garfield up twice. He ain't pick up the phone. I was like, damn, bro. I texted him. I said, Garfield, pick up the damn phone. Brother, it's all right, man. My brother ain't pick up, man.
Ju DF Peret Heru Ka Aped Menechet and
yes,
Alabaster
and
yes, indeed.
Right, and then it's the
incense,
the hash, right, natural
so oil.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you are competent, right?
But yeah, imaki her nebethet.
Yeah. So that's why listen, man. That's why I'm on your show, and that's why I'm talking to you. So then we go on and nature, and then we got Nkain, right? The ka
of yes.
Right, the Amaki,
Senusret.
Yeah, Useret.
That the Greeks call Sesostris.
That's right.
And then we have Aheru, justified or true of voice.
So you're a priest. You more priest than them.
I appreciate the class, the metanetric class. It's awesome. Thank you very much. You're a heck of a teacher, man. When we're in class, man, it's a lot of fun, and you have a lot of information to share, and you teach very, very well. And that's coming from someone who hadn't been in school for years, and taking for what you do, man, and for that time that we have is amazing. So, and thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Dua Sen, thank you very much. Well,
Yes,
brothers and sisters, if anybody want to take some lecture classes, I have one of the most affordable fee. It's basically $10 an hour. So you have the email address here. Yes,
get a lot of information for that hour. You really, really do get a lot of information. You get text for each class, man. You get transcripts so you can study in on your own time. Come back with questions, things like that. And just and if we need to slow it down, we'll slow it down, and they allow me to ask as many questions as I need. And he's a really, really excellent teacher, man. Shout out to you, bro.
fact that I have a reference, the stuff that you've given me, like the flashcards and everything, that I have, and I keep them, and they're mine. I can go over them whenever, and then to look at the meta nature and to know that even still, I can pick out, a good bit of them now and get a context of what's being said, even if I don't know some of the glyphs or whatever. That I've come a long way. I never would have thought I would ever learn the meta nature. I never knew I would find out it was named that's what it was called. I would have been going around, semi-informed, semi-ignorant, calling it hieroglyphics still. And then also, people should support if they don't want to take the classes. Maybe they're busier than I am, but I mean, just support it. Like you said, just make donations when they come on, and the whole fact that you've done so much research into like the origins of things.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving meta nature classes, and here, that's the flyer. Okay, so those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool, but I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.